Good story about this one. Irvin Stroll owns it, and he used to own a horse called Prime Oats, who sadly was put down, and with the insurance money he bought Freeline Finishing. But not only that, only the day after this one won at Windsor last time, Irvin Stroll had the better of a battle with the VAT man and is now able to claim all the VAT back on his training expenses for his race horses, because it's a company run horses, Freeline company. 14 to 1 from 16 to 1. He certainly did win nicely at Windsor. John White gets the mount. Number 10 is Riverhead in the yellow with the spots there. Riverhead running for White Horse Racing Limited. He cost 38,000 guineas in Tattersall's Ireland sale. David Ellsworth bought him there, and he's proving to be a very good horse. He's 10s from 12s. He just beat Bitter Buck at Sandown Park. Riverhead's been running most consistently all this season. In fact, he's won 3 of his last 5 races. That's pretty good. The grey is 2, that's Art Trail. But let's have a look at the market. 7 to 4 Forest Sun, Bitter Buck 11 to 2, half a point more 6 to 1 Man of the West, 10 Stratford Ponds and Whatever You Like. Riverhead's the same price, and it's 14 to 1 bar this 6. So it looks as if they're coming in. Nearest to us is the favourite in those chocolate colours, Michael Jackson's colours. Let's join Peter.
The winners of 37 races here being called in. 8 flights to jump in the opener at the Cheltenham Festival. The starter tells them to wait. It's Art Trail, the grey, who reared towards the left of the picture. They're all right, and they're away. Golden Moss jumps off with the breast girth. Art Trail, the grey, towards the left of the picture, right up with them. And Art Trail lands in the lead from Golden Moss, and they're all safely over the first, with Riverhead the back marker. And Art Trail, who's taken a very strong hold indeed, is the leader from Golden Moss and Rakes Lane. Just in behind them, Freeline Finishing, and over on the far side, Bitter Buck and Danny Harold. And in behind them, Whatever You Like. The rather unwilling leader as far as his jockey's concerned. Anyway, Conor O'Dwyer, Art Trail, still pulling very hard as he comes to the second to jump it in front of Golden Moss. Stratford Ponds has now gone third. Bitter Buck over on the far side. Then comes Freeline Finishing and Rakes Lane and Man of the West, and behind them Forest Sun, the favourite, and over on the far side is Shoe Fly. Riverhead, one of the back markers, with re-release at the moment, and still Art Trail blazing this trail from Bitter Buck on the inside. Stratford Ponds is next to them, the outer Golden Moss, and then comes Danny Howard and Man of the West and Rakes Lane and Freeline Finishing. Behind them, Whatever You Like, then Shoe Fly on the inside, and still Riverhead and re-release among the back markers as they come down to the third, with Art Trail the leader from Stratford Ponds and Bitter Buck. Then Rakes Lane, and a faller there is Young Ty, previously unbeaten, a faller at that one. Up all right, the rider's up all right too. Mr. Stephen Swires, the leaders come down to the next, with Art Trail still leading them from Stratford Ponds on the inside. Then Bitter Buck, behind them Rakes Lane, Danny Harold and Man of the West, and on the outside Whatever You Like. Beginning to swing left-handed now in this Waterford Crystal Supreme Novices Hurdle. Bitter Buck goes up on the inside. Stratford Ponds joining him. Then Art Trail on the outer. Then comes Danny Harold. Behind Danny Harold is Rakes Lane. Then comes Man of the West and Whatever You Like, and Freeline Finishing as they race towards the top of the hill. And Art Trail is back in the lead, and a tremendous amount of horses here in contention at the top of the hill as Rakes Lane goes second. Stratford Ponds is third. 4 is Whatever You Like, and 5 Danny Harold, and 6 is Man of the West on the inside, and on the outer then is Freeline Finishing as the leader. Art Trail, something's going to miss there, and he's being pulled up, and he's left Stratford Ponds in the lead now. Stratford Ponds with the advantage from Rakes Lane and Stratford Ponds, these two. Forest Sun has come there very strongly, the favourite on the outside. Just in behind them, going well too, is Shoe Fly. racing down now over the second last, and as they do so, Forest Sun has taken it up now from Rakes Lane, Forest Sun and Danny Harold, and then in fourth place it's Man of the West, and now it's Rakes Lane with the advantage from Danny Harold, Forest Sun under pressure, Man of the West in fourth place. This is the final flight now. Danny Harold on the far side, Forest Sun on the near side, Rakes Lane between horses. Man of the West jumped at fourth, racing into the closing stages. Forest Sun on the near side takes it up now, and it's Forest Sun, the favourite. Is he going to win the opener? 25 yards to run for Forest Sun, and he's storming clear, and he's going to win it. And at the line, Forest Sun has won it. Danny Harold is second, Rakes Lane is third, and running on to be fourth is Only Star. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. So Forest Sun, in the Morley Street colours, has won the opener of the 1990 Cheltenham Festival, the Waterford Crystal Supreme Novices Hurdle. The result: first, number 4, Forest Sun, owned by Salehurst Paper Company Limited, trained by Toby Balding and ridden by Jimmy Frost. Second, number 3, Danny Harold, owned by Mrs. Shirley Robbins and Mr. W.V. Robbins, trained by Mrs. Jenny Pittman and written by Mark Pittman. And third was number 9, Rakes Lane, owned by Mr. John Livick, trained by John Jenkins and written by Tom Morgan. Fourth was number 18, Only Star.
Funny enough, it had been quite a steady pace early on, but by the time we join it now, Forest Sun is looming up on the outside. Look for those white sleeves and the brown vest. On the rail is Danny Harold, who's supposed to like the ground almost unraceable. Rakes Lane in the darker colours, and here you can see Forest Sun being pushed along, and Jimmy Frost gives him a tap down the shoulder just to keep him going. Man of the West is weakening back in fourth place, in fact gets run out of it. But from here, look at Danny Harold on the inside, looks and gets a good jump, but all three come out of that well, except that Forest Sun pitches slightly on landing. Jimmy Frost just starting to wind the motor up here, and all three jockeys going for this big prize. But you can see as Jimmy gets down to it, Forest Sun is a very good horse, bred by Eddie Harty, the former Grand National winning jockey, strides away. Danny Harold fights back really well on the line. The Pittman stable got a big string this year for this festival, and Toby Balding will be delighted with this. Rakes Lane has run well in third, and fourth rather is Only Star. But it's a good win and a good start for Toby Balding. See this from a different angle with Rakes Lane in the middle of the trio there. All three just for a stride there. Forest Sun just nodded, but not enough to knock him out of his stride. Although here at this stage you wouldn't think he'd go and win quite as easily as he does. Danny Harold's back in third place at this moment, but runs on very well indeed. And believe you me, when it gets very wet, this horse will come good. But Forest Sun is a lively sort. He was one of the top bumpers of last year, and showing that his education in those National Hunt flat races certainly wasn't wasted. The Salehurst Paper Company Limited own this one, and they've got other good horses, including Morley Street, who runs in the Champion Hurdle itself. But a good start to the meeting. Toby Balding's got some big chances today, and this is the first one to go in. He was a short price favourite, but he won.
And what a hand Toby could have for the Champion Hurdle next year. This horse immediately gets a 16-to-1 quote for the 1991 Champion Hurdle from Corals. As he returns to the winner's circle, he's by Whistling Deer out of Sunspray, by Nice Guy. Only a 5-year-old, and what a marvellous prospect. Winner now of 7 of his 9 races under National Hunt rules. 27 of the season for Toby Balding, and number 28 for Jimmy Frost. Being preceded in there by Freeline Finishing, then the rider there, Richard Dunwoody, of course, on Whatever You Like with the V. And Jimmy Frost about to return to that coveted area, the enormous unsaddling ring now at Cheltenham. It used to have access for about 450 people, and now at least 5,000 or 6,000 can overlook it round the perimeter of the ring. The distances just been announced. You probably heard them over the public address. 2.5 lengths and half a length between second and third. The horse that made that bad mistake, you may have noticed at the second last, just when he looked to be really getting into the picture, was Ugandan Affairs. He was ridden by Richard Guest, who will shortly be on either the first or second favourite. It remains to be seen what Becker's choice finally is, Beach Road or Crevensis in the big one. But Forest Sun, a marvellous start for Becker's, the 7-4 favourite at this meeting, which in 1962 featured the defeat of all 18 favourites, 7 of which incidentally were Irish trained. Irish won the first 6 of the 13 runnings of this Waterford Crystal Supreme hurdle, and Art Trail made a very bold show for them this time until he had to be pulled up running down the hill. A lean type, this. Obviously a very equable temperament and very considerable talent. So, the first favourite obliges. The starting price is as follows.
First, number 4.